freedom, freedom, freedom over fame, freedom over cycle stays the same.
10 years later, Beats by Dr. Dre. How well has this aged? Look at these gloves. I've already done this. This is a redo of the video. Not really well. This is not really a collaboration. This is a celebrity endorsement set. This had Dr. Dre's face on it. Everybody thought, oh, Dr. Dre uses this when he produces, when he did Doggy Style and The Chronic and The Chronic 2001, and he was using these, and I want that. And yeah, no. He didn't have anything to do with the tuning of this set, so far as I know, and I'm pretty sure I'm correct about that. He never used anything like this when he produced because he was a good producer, and you can't really hear anything besides bass and a little bit of vocals on this set. This was just a company wisely connecting themselves to a famous person in the music industry, which was followed by 50 Cent and a lot of other people that released their own stuff. So this is the box right here. Open it up. I've already taken this out. There's a lot of paper. There's a thick book, another thick book, of course, with a girl on it. Stuff. It's actually a book that you font with 0.5 font, so it's got lots and lots of paper with it. There was a famous problem with these were all manufactured in China actually, and there was perfectly made replicas that were even measuring about the same, and they figured out that they were going in after hours and continuing production, and they were using the box was the way that you could tell the difference between them. So this had a problem with it too. So we open up this box, which is not a bad part, this carry case, and you can see this is such a wreck, to be honest with you. To look back at this later is an interesting travel back through time. It's completely falling apart. This is the 371s, solid. It's got bass. It also folds up completely, which is pretty similar to this right here. I could snap these super easy, very, very easy, and I won't. I might. I probably won't. This became popular for a few reasons. One was because the celebrity endorsement. Two was because if you listened to this and you liked music like Dr. Dre or Tupac or something like this, it had a pronounced low end. And it came in different colors, and it would run off of an iPod. It was just perfect for the demographic that they were targeting. And they sold tons of them. They totally were dominating the market percentage-wise with just headphones sold worldwide at the time when these were booming. It's a proof to how gullible people can be, or I guess it's a statement of, and that's always kind of the case. If you listen to these like I did, there's a lot of people that'll watch this video and maybe not comment because they maybe had this years and years ago. One, because they wanted it, or two, because they wanted to see what it was all about. Either way, they invested in it and were quickly disappointed because the sound quality of these is very poor. I'll maybe throw up a graph if I can. It doesn't sound very good at all. For people like myself that like a good low end and who heard this off an iPod and felt that slight tactile sensation that this gave on bass hits, it was like catnip. Like, I want some more of that. I happened to, at the time, have a FiO E12A Mont Blanc. I think that was the name of it. And of course, let's turn that up. This could not take a couple dBs pushed up in the bass. It was literally tuned to the threshold of what the driver inside could do, which I think was 40 millimeter. It was perfectly tuned by the people that did it to do what it does, but it was at the maximum because they were envisioning this being combined with an iPod that worked fine for their target. When people like myself got this and hooked it up to anything with any kind of power we could boost up using an EQ, these started to distort immediately. And then you started to think, whoa, what the? And then everything started to jump out at you that you weren't paying attention to before. And that was that this is built really, really, really poorly. This is Chi-Fi, because it is Chi-Fi. It's made in China. This is Chi-Fi in the year that it came out. When was this? I can't remember. 2015, 2016, was this really hot? I want to take a second to point out that there's a Beats for training right there. It's got rubber heel hooks. I use that right there. They do make some decent stuff now, so this isn't a jump on the company at all. This is just how they built a massive amount of money and not so much goodwill. Now, this is obviously garbage. The pads that are on it are total garbage. I don't think that they're removable. If I do remove it, it's never going back on. Let's just tear it off because why not? Yeah, that looks like a 40mm driver. So this is just absolutely Chi-Fi 2014-15, made in China. Not well made at all. Has nothing to do with Chinese made. It's just that was the time, and they were asking way too much money for this and attaching somebody's name to it to get sales. The positive effect of this is it put a huge amount of people into the hobby. You had the iPods that were raging at the time. People had portable music. These were coming in different colors. People got into the hobby, and then a lot of people, and some of you who are watching right now, said, I just want better music. I just want something that I want to hear the orchestra. I want to hear the strings. I want to hear Randy Rhoads' fingers sliding on the guitars. I just want to enjoy my music. And then they got on Headfire. They got on other forums, and people started saying, bro, you ought to go try this. A lot of the recommendations were just as poor as the original. They were screamy, shouty, super bright, unnatural, a total departure from this. And then people had to keep buying stuff, and they might still be buying stuff to this day, watching this video and thinking, wow, I remember that garbage. But that's what got me into this hobby. So a lot of people that are watching this video right now, or will watch it, whether they admit it or not, they bought these. And they either got tired because it was too much bass, or they tried to add a little bit of EQ somewhere to try to fix it and correct it, and it just wouldn't take it because the drivers, they were doing what they were doing, and there was not a lot of flexibility there. But those people and other companies like AKG and Sennheiser, and when they changed their colors and made, everybody jumped on this bandwagon. So there was no, if there's a pride to be lost for indulging in such a thing, your favorite company like Sennheiser, which makes a $50,000 headphone, they jumped on this bandwagon. AKG jumped on this bandwagon. Huge fan of this set right here. But this company, they tried to get a JBL. Everybody that could tried, because money is the almighty. Money. So, total garbage. But thanks to this set, a lot of people are watching lots of YouTube channels because they got in because of this set. This was the initial hook. It was very quickly discovered to be not a very good set at all for really anything, but the people were music lovers. They wanted something to play with their iPods, and so they switched to earphones, or they switched to another set of headphones. But had this set not come along, some of them may not have come along either. So that is the Beats by Dre Studio. Total, absolute piece of garbage, on par with $30 sets that are sent to me regularly by companies I've never heard of, that I never do videos for. And this is world famous, and none of them are and ever will be, because they don't have Dr. Dre. That's basically what it's all about. And I'm out.